What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. Ohtani mocked someone yesterday. I'm not joking. A Diamondbacks hitter was praising the heavens on a grand slam. So Ohtani, he had to return the favor when he clutched up. Tarik Skubal was a freak again. He and Shohei Ohtani are some of the most talented players at their positions in the history of baseball. That's not me being dramatic or glazing. That's the truth. Jasson Dominguez has always been highly touted as some freak in the making. I mean, they called him the Martian. He hit a few baseballs to orbit. 3 exactly yesterday. Daulton Varsho has basically been the Brooks Robinson of outfielders. He is a guaranteed 20-plus defensive run saves year after year after year. I'm shocked he's only won 1 Gold Glove. He was at it again yesterday. We have a big update on Rafael Devers. Reporters are allegedly saying that teammates are kind of fed up and disappointed in Rafael Devers, and the Padres, they actually just made a nice little trade. Connor Joe, he is on the move, and the Padres, they got a pretty fun pitcher in return. We'll talk about that later on. This is MLB Recap, a series in which we recap every game almost every single day. So if you want to grow the game of baseball with me, join the team, hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to save yourself 20 bucks off all of your tickets on SeatGeek using code Fuzzy. And one more thing, Recap is brought to you by Underdog. When you download Underdog Fantasy to your phone with the link in the description or with code Fuzzy, you get free pick'ems. You get up to $1,000 in bonus cash credit. A lot of you guys have been cashing in big lately, so if you download it, make sure to use code Fuzzy. But as always, play responsibly. Starting today's recap, I haven't really ever done this. Actually, I don't think I've ever done this. I'm starting with pitching highlights because Tarik carved yesterday. Tarik Skubal, that's his first strikeout, and of course, it was at triple digits. Wyatt, he looked silly trying to put this thing in play. That's 2 strikeouts already. Marcus Semien and Duran, they both could not make contact, so that's 4 strikeouts. Wyatt, he's down again. This one on triple digits as well. So Tarik has the 100-plus stuff working, and he has this in his back pocket, a knuckle curve to get Jonah Heim. Now he's back to the heater. How are you supposed to hit this guy? Adolis again. Marcus Semien, same thing. 12 strikeouts, 2 base hits, no walks. Tarik has a 2.3 ERA. Since last year. He has 288 strikeouts his last 239 innings. He's out after 7 innings. And by the way, Dillon's RBI double and Colt single were all that he, talking about Tarik, and the Tigers needed. Will Vest turned in his 4th save. The Tigers are now the kings of the jungle. They won 5 games in a row, which gets them to an insane 26-13 record, the best record in baseball, unless the Dodgers win later. It really feels like we haven't said this kid's name in weeks. Gunnar Henderson, he popped off for his 4th home run of the season. Jackson Holliday, with the help of his dad, Matt Holliday, he had a few more base hits. He's been raking ever since he was told to flatten that swing out. He drove in their 2nd run, and Emmanuel Rivera made it 3-0 for Tomoyuki Sugano. I was wrong about this guy. He somehow shredded again. 7 scoreless with 1 or 2 base hits. I'll show a few of his strikeouts because the strikeouts are ticking up over the last few starts. I knew his splitter was good, but I did not realize just how well he could tunnel it with the fastball. He's a 1970s, 80s pitcher come to real life in modern day baseball. He doesn't throw more than 92, 93, but he hits his spots. Moncada, he ruined the shutout with a triple and a run scored, but Gunnar, he tripled as well. This is big for Baltimore. Gunnar has not been himself this year. Even after a big game with a home run and a triple, his OPS is still sitting at 755, so plenty of work to do. The Mountain, Felix Bautista, he strikes out 2 for his 7th save. The Orioles, they're 14-23. The Angels are 15-22. I want to talk about the Pirates real quick because 1, they have a new manager, Don Kelly, and 2, there was a headline that McCutchen had a unique double. I don't even know what that means. I guess before that, Alexander Canario, that's an impressive oppo taco, and Bailey Falter, he kept the Braves at bay across 6 scoreless, 2 base hits, no walks. That's impressive. Jared Triolo gave Falter an insurance run. They call this guy the Big Tree because he's 6'3" and his name is Triolo. But like after that home run, he has 1 home run and a 29 OPS plus. I don't know if the Big Tree is yeah, maybe he's not worth that nickname. Anyways, here's the unique double. Okay, I see what they meant. The broadcast, they yelled, "Clear the deck," so they thought it was a home run, and I don't blame them. It hit the very top of the wall, like the tippy top, and then fell back into play. It's 3-0 Pittsburgh. Good thing, too, because Dennis Santana, he tried to give it away in the 9th. Harris scored on an Eli White sac fly, and the rookie Drake Baldwin, he knocked in Verdugo to make it a 1-run game. Albies, he hit it right to someone, so the Pirates, they are officially undefeated. They're 1-0 in the Don Kelly era. Wait, hold up. The Rockies offense finally went crazy, but they might have lost. Okay, maybe they made a sick comeback because they're already losing. Manny Machado singled in Fernando Tatis Jr. and Jackson Merrill. He tried to tear down that left field wall. Tatis got on again, so he comes around for his second run scored. Gavin, what a signing Gavin Sheets has been. 3 RBIs on 1 swing, and he's not done yet. After Michael Toglia swatted out his 5th to end a 32-inning scoreless streak against the Padres, Sheets, he doubled again. He has 18 home runs, a 125 OPS plus. Good for him. He came from the White Sox, so from one of the worst teams in baseball history to one of the best teams in 2025. Hayward singled him in moments later, but wait, what? The machete found a barrel. Martin Maldonado swatted a 2-run home run. He's been so good defensively that he can somehow keep a job despite hitting 199. Yes, a sub-200 batting average with a 68 OPS plus. Since 2015, over a decade. The Rockies, they're making some noise now. Ryan McMahon, he lifted a solo home run. Wait, forgot to mention that Jake Cronenworth is back. He stole that run back for a 13th spot. The Rockies, they're starting another rally. Jordan Beck, he's a dog. 6 home runs, 4 stolen bases, and a 133 OPS plus. Kyle Farmer, he hit one to deep right, and Hayward could not make the grab, so that's a 2-run double. The Rockies ended up with 9, so it's a save situation. Robert Suarez, he likey. Double play ends it. 15 saves on the season. The Padres are 24-13 this year. The Rockies are 6-32. 2 other NL West teams scored a bunch. Only these guys combined for 25 runs. Where's the 101, 102 mile per hour fastball Roki Sasaki? It genuinely feels like fool's gold at this point, honestly. Ketel Marte, he took that 95 fastball with no bite, hit it 13 miles into the Arizona bleachers. Gino, 423 feet the other way. That's his 11th home run. I still can't believe that the Mariners traded him. Anyways, Enrique, I see you. He homers right before Ohtani split the outfield gap for a game-tying double. The Dodgers, they then jumped out in front on a rocket Andy Pages single. 2 came around to score. Now, they ended up with 8 off of Erod, who's joining Jordan Montgomery as a lefty starter, just flat out stealing money from the Diamondbacks. He's owed a bunch of money even after 2025, but since 2024, he's been paid $34 million to put up a 6+ ERA in 18 starts. So it's 8-3 after 3 innings. Lourdes, he grounded out for Arizona's 4th run. So when he connected on his next swing, it's a game-tying grand slam. And you know how he kind of he bat flipped and threw his hands up. He was like praising the heavens. Keep that in mind. Gino, he took a bases a walk in the 6th to put the Snakes up by 1, but I'm going to skip to this. Ketel went even further than his first home run, 443 feet. And Randall almost matched him. The lefty masher goes back-to-back with Ketel. That one went 442 feet, just 1 feet shorter. Andy Pages, he's been a man amongst boys lately. He got the boys on the top steps because they're rallying. That's an RBI double. Enrique, same thing. The second double makes it a 1-run game. Arias, googly-eyed Max Muncy with the goggles delivered in the clutch. He singles through the infield. It's 11-11. Ohtani's coming up. And oh my sweet baby Jesus and parents Mary and Joseph. This should count as 10 RBIs. Okay, let me stop glazing. No, but seriously, Ohtani, he tossed his bat. He then mocked Lourdes Gurriel Jr. for the dang win. He threw his hands up like Lourdes did on the Grand Slam earlier. Ohtani has 12 home runs and 10 stolen bases. He's leading the National League in runs scored, triples, home runs, and total bases, even after missing a few days while he was welcoming his firstborn. The Dodgers matched the Tigers at 26-13. And reminder, they don't have Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow, or Teoscar Hernandez over the last few weeks. More 10+ runs scored. One guy in this next game basically did it all by himself, and I didn't know that Goldie went yard. I thought that this was the Jasson Dominguez experience. Goldschmidt has 4 home runs, which is cool, but he's sporting a 345 batting average. Jasson, his first of 3, makes it back-to-back with Goldie, so another game with back-to-back home runs. Paul's second base hit just dropped in. It looked like JJ got there, but it was clearly a trap. That got Trent back into scoring position because he scored, but then they called him back. I thought that you could replay outfield traps, but they told Aaron Boone they couldn't. They got to tighten up these freaking rules, man. Jason's second RBI came on the sac fly, and his third was on a full-blown helicopter moonshot. I don't know if Cody Bellinger is going to lose some playing time, but Jasson cannot be sitting. Ben, this is as good as it gets. He lined a lefty-lefty double the other way, which puts them at 6 runs, and now Jasson, with 1 swing, can make it 10 runs. His third of the game is a grand slam. 10 runs it is. So Jasson had 2 home runs and 12 RBIs, his first 31 games. He had 3 home runs and 7 RBIs yesterday. Will Warren, he was nails, 7 strikeouts. He's always looked like Michael King, like not his face card or anything, but his windup is basically a carbon copy of Michael King. He also has a sinker sweeper combo as well. This was by far his best start in the big leagues. I'm not going to show it, but Jacob Wilson had another RBI base hit. Lawrence, he drove in another run. The Yankees are now 22-16 after winning 3 in a row. The A's are down to 20-19 after losing 3 in a row. We have yet another double-digit pathetic blowout, I'll be honest with you guys, but I'll save that for after this Mets game because Juan Soto, he is the leading baseballs again, and Clay Holmes, another former Yankee, he went crazy. Francisco, that's his 8th home run. He's got 5 stolen bases and almost 150 OPS plus. As a Guardians fan, I'm so sad that he is for sure going to walk into the Hall of Fame wearing a Mets cap. That just hurts my soul. PCA, he's facing the team that traded him. He's trying to impress them with a stolen base, but he got caught. He basically never gets caught stealing, but Alvarez showed off the host piece. Brett, please, go ball. Brett Beatty, he got hungry. He ordered an Oppo taco. And then Jeff McNeil, that newfound power stroke, it showed up again. He went crazy with the power in the second half of last year. He's already showing it this year after coming back a little late after an injury. Here's Brett with another base hit. He just kind of tossed his bat at a ball. The bases are loaded for Luis Angel Dansby. I mean, Luis Angel can fly. You got to hurry. He hit the red on his throwing meter. He airmailed it. 2 score for the Mets. Kyle Tucker, he turned in one of like 2 good moments for the Cubs. That's the first home run allowed by Clay Holmes all year. Kyle has 10 home runs. 1. His 3rd home run, his last 2 games. He has 8 home runs and a 155 OPS plus after kind of slumping, not going to lie. That's how good Juan Soto is after a slow start. He still has a 155 OPS plus. Clay Holmes was disgusting. He allowed just the 1 run. He has a 2.7 ERA on the season. He and Griffin Canning have saved this rotation. Real talk. Soto, 1 more RBI base hit. He's batting .370 in May with 5 home runs. Michael Busch ended the scoring with a second solo shot, but the Cubs, they get handed their 3rd straight loss. After these next 2 games and what we just saw from the Cubs, I might sound delusional, maybe a prisoner of the moment, but I might throw a few bones on the Cardinals to take this division. Wilson, he kept it fair with the bases loaded, 2 score. Those are RBIs 20 and 21. Their 3rd run came off the bat of Ivan Herrera. I've botched that sentence 5 times. That is hard to say, but I'm happy that he's back and healthy. 1 more sac fly. Victor Scott gets the RBI. Arenado, he smoked one to get on for Ivan, and it's actually kind of stupid how good this Cardinals lineup can be when everyone is clicking and healthy. Ivan with the El Mago Javier by a swim move. He's safe for an RBI double. We have more sac flies. Jordan Walker is at the 3rd or 4th of the game. He's in on the RBI action. The Nationals bullpen just flat out stinks. Win. That is a controller breaker. I'm throwing mine. That's a bloop RBI. Lucas Sims, maybe the controller just got shattered beyond repair because he spiked the pitch. Maybe the controller's not working. And he walks Wilson with the bases loaded. This game got out of hand in a hurry. Erick Fedde, he was 2024 first half White Sox Erick Fedde. He started this game going 8 scoreless with a few strikeouts. He's going to go for the CG, which is a complete game shutout. CJ, he pulled a Dansby, he chucked a baseball, so it's now a 10 spot for Fedde, who went the distance. 9 innings, no runs, a legit masterpiece. The Cardinals have won 6 games in a row. They're 20-19, and they're just 1 game back of first place. The Brewers can keep it a 2-way tie for 2nd place, and they get to face off against the struggling Tampa Bay Rays. Is this back-to-back games with a Contreras brother as the first clip? It is. William, he's playing with a broken finger. He's still out there fighting for his squad as Chourio. He sprints home on the RBI single. Oh no, staying with Jackson Chourio. He olayed this baseball. The Rays, they're handed a game-tying run on a silver platter. Littell, he kept it there, and unlike Rafael Devers, Brandon Lau had his teammates back. Sorry, Red Sox fans, I needed that. But Brandon Lau, his 5th is a go-ahead. Wait, what is going on? Curtis Meade just took off for 2nd base. He's there. Joey Ortiz gave up on the tag. He flipped it back to 3rd base. They got Morel on the back pick, but they called interference on the rookie Caleb Durbin. The manager for the Brewers, Pat Murphy, he got his money's worth. He was not happy with that. Another back pick. Hello? Junior Caminero was hosed by William Contreras, but this time the back pick does hold up. This would have been a go-ahead RBI single for Reese if there was no interference at 3rd base. Instead, it's a 3-3 tie, and this next clip all but ended it. Tampa, they were handed another run. Taylor Walls had a bases loaded walk. You cannot do that like ever. Taylor Walls is awful offensively. Eric Orzi, he wrapped up his 2nd save of the year as Tampa. They are 17-21. The Brewers are now under 500 at 19-20 after losing 2 in a row. I know I kind of just made fun of Rafael Devers and threw him under the bus, but we do have a big update on him. It's not a great one, but this is a great one though. What a defensive showcase from the Red Sox. Isbell, his triple was ruined by him running on contact. He's out on the pickle. Indy is out as well. Bregman, he fired it to 2nd base, and that keeps things scoreless in this one. Now, both teams kept each other in check. They actually needed to go extras, but before we show that, Lorenzen, he got some big help from Blue. This is not a strike, but Campbell, he strikes out to end the 6th. Hunter Dobbins, he's kind of becoming what we all thought Cutter Crawford was going to become. He's been otherworldly this year. He's kind of been their second most dependable starter. He can paint 96, 97. He has a devastating 90 to 91 mile per hour splitter. Lorenzen, he beat Hunter just by a little bit. Hunter goes 6 shutout with 6 strikeouts. Lorenzen goes 7 shutout with 7 strikeouts. Now we're in the 11th. Devers, he put a ball in play. The ghost runner scores. The call was overturned at first base. By the way, Rafael Devers is in fact out. Vinny, he tied it 4 seconds later. It's 1-1. So now we have to go 12 innings, and we almost never see 13 innings anymore, and we're not going to see it in this one. Freddie Fermin, he ends it in the 12th. He walks it off. Now, after this game, or before, I can't remember exactly the timeline, but reporters, they came out and said that Rafael Devers' teammates told him to stop talking, and that other veteran players were reportedly not happy with his inflexibility and the fact that he made his comments public. Now, I will admit it was kind of a he said, she said through the grapevine sort of conversations, and it's not been confirmed or anything like that, but these are what reporters are saying. It was bad enough to the point where the owner of the Red Sox, John Henry, he literally flew to Kansas City to meet with Rafael Devers and had a sit-down conversation with him. We got a few easy games coming up, and again, we do have to talk about that trade the Padres made. The fall of Aaron Nola is going to be studied in labs for forever, but before we show that, Gavin Williams, he's painted 98, and Schwarber did not like it. The Gavin Williams experience, I mean, it's already in full effect. Multiple runners are on because, of course, they are. He strands them with 2 strikeouts. He did it again in the 4th. There was a walk, a single, another walk. Thankfully, he got Rafael Marchand to roll over. No damage is done, and now he's got the lead. What a swing. 92 outside corner, and Manzardo goes 415 to dead center. That is some serious manpower. Gavin, he froze Harper on the curveball. That was a slow delivery, but Bo nailed Trey Turner. You see what I did there? On a slowly delivered curveball, Bo with the seed of all seeds. That is 5 scoreless for Gavin, and this has always been Nola's bugaboo. He shreds for 4 or 5 innings, then completely falls apart. Angel with a 2-run home run. I think that's his first of the season. The Guardians got 4 across against Nola. We're going to skip to the 7th. J-Ram, we got to keep this fair. Oh, wait, he did. Same location, just a little bit slower. I think a pitch later. He keeps it fair this time. The Guardians, they've won 3 games in a row. They're 23-15. Check this out. Check this out. Every single team in the AL Central won yesterday. It took some elbow grease for the White Sox, but they did score 6. This Andrew Vaughn swing was basically their loudest run by far. He's been a total bust, so any production from him is welcome. Michael A. Taylor, he ripped a RBI double, and I'm going to skip to this Liam Hicks home run because he's already one of the best blockers as a catcher in baseball as a rookie. He's also sporting a 110 OPS plus after his 3rd home run. Max Meyer, he's still out there fighting. He's out there in the 7th, and look at Kyle Stowers covering some ground. That is an RBI sac fly for Brooks Baldwin to reclaim the lead, and after that, things got ugly. Jacob Amaya, that's an RBI bunt. Myers unfortunately cannot make the play. Matt Theis, he walked in a run versus the new pitcher Ronnie Enriquez or something like that, and it got even uglier as the Sox added 1 final run on a wild pitch. Chicago takes it 6-2, and remember, they have the Pope on their side now. He's Pope number 267. They might rattle off 267 wins in a row. Minnesota outlasted the Giants thanks to some timely hitting and a 6 start from Chris Paddack. I thought that Willie kept this one fair, but he's showing that even he didn't think that it was fair. He gets called back, and then he chases a pitch at his shoelaces. That's not fun. Trevor Larnach and Carlos Correa, they didn't hit anything on the screws, but sometimes just putting it in play is all you need. See, kids, just put the ball in play. Stop striking out so much. It's 2-0 on the RBI singles, and this chopper makes it 5 perfect frames for the Sheriff, Chris Paddack. We have some more shoddy defense coming from left fielder Elliot Ramos. I mean, he rakes. Well, I guess sometimes he rakes, but man, he is a butcher out there. Bader, he scores on the bobble. Dang it, there goes the perfect game and the no-no. Chris Paddack still goes 6 shutout. There goes the shutout. Matt Chapman, he drilled his 8th home run, but Paddack was still really good. 7 1/3, 1 earned run, and Danny Coulomb, he completes it for Chris with the 2nd save. He had 2 strikeouts. By the way, why in the world did Baltimore let Danny Coulomb walk? He has a 0 ERA with 17 strikeouts this year, and this is after having a 2.5 ERA the last 2 seasons and 81 innings with the Orioles. What are the Orioles doing? Hunter Brown is insane. So the Astros go up a few on a Zach DeZenzo single. Christian Walker scores. Pena, his ground out makes it 2-0 for Hunter. Ellie helped out momentarily with a diving play to his left, but then Izak, he grabbed back the momentum with an RBI 2-bagger. That's literally this game. I'm not going to lie. That's it in a nutshell. Josh Hader, he strikes out 3. He has 9 saves. And I got to show Hunter's start. 4 walks is a little bit scary, but just like Gavin Williams, he worked around 4 walks to allow just a few base hits, and he had 9 punchies, 9 punch outs, and 5 2/3. He's got a 1.48 ERA with 58 strikeouts this year. He's the ace. I know Framber is still technically viewed as the #1 guy, but for me, it's the diesel Hunter Brown. All right, time to talk about that trade the Padres made with the Reds, the team that just got shut out. They picked up Connor Joe. They gave away some cash and a pitcher by the name of Andrew Moore. We'll talk about him in a second. But Connor Joe, he is a career .290 hitter in Great American Ballpark with an almost .410 on base. So he could be a decent add for some versatility for the Reds. He sees it really well in Cincinnati, but everyone kind of sees it well in Cincinnati. Andrew Moore is a strikeout machine. I feel like they could speed run this guy to the big leagues. He's 25 years old. He has 223 strikeouts. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw this. 223 strikeouts in 148 innings. Sure, the walks are going to be there, but the Padres think that they can retool his game and fix up those strikeouts a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I really like this trade for the Padres. Connor Joe wasn't contributing really anything. He was 0 for 9. He was kind of toiling away. Now the Reds get an extra versatile player. But again, one more time, tip my cap to the Padres. They got something out of nothing. Look who it is. It's Luis Castillo. I forgot to mention that Andrew Moore, who just got traded to the Padres, the Reds got him in the Luis Castillo trade a few years back. So the fact that he's a former Mariners pitching prospect, that's good. Luis Castillo, oof, the bases are packed with Jays. They're loaded up for Addison Barger, and Castillo, he just doesn't quite have the same stuff, and it's showing big time. The strikeouts per 9 are down to 6.9. He has 33 strikeouts in 43 innings. That's insane for a guy who was always averaging double-digit strikeout per 9s. Ernie Clement, he tacks on 1 more, and Nathan Lucas, dude, that's a towering 2-run home run. Come on, Luis. We got to lock in, buddy. The ERA isn't terrible, but I need some strikeouts back in my life. Jorge Polanco. Wait, here comes the Mariners. That's an RBI. And Ben Williamson, he goes to dead center. But Daulton Varsho, he can also go no-fly zone. He brought it back. Who's the best center fielder in baseball defensively? Pete Crow Armstrong or Daulton Varsho? Okay, now here comes Seattle. Randy and the newcomer Leote, they both clutched up in the 6th. Randy on a single, Leote on the extra base hit. Now we're in the 8th inning. The bases are loaded. Jimmy, he's got a meeting on the mound because, again, the bases are loaded. Nobody's out. Miles Mastrobuoni scorched one to Vladdy. He drops it, but he gets the force out at home. This is madness. Leote, he strikes out in his second chance to clutch up, and Jimmy was the one who clutched up. He escapes a 0-out, bases loaded logjam without any damage. Hoffman, he struck out 3, but one of them was a pass ball, I guess. So his 4th out was a ground out to end it. He has 8 saves. The Jays have won 2 in a row. The Mariners, they're still 22-15. They've been really good lately. Another big boy recap in the books. Thank you guys so much for going the game of baseball with me and always supporting these videos. If you enjoyed, do me a couple more favors. Leave a like and subscribe if you're brand new. Don't forget to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek and Underdog Fantasy. That's it. Enjoy the web gems and stay safe.
3-2 goes to right. In comes Butler, still going. Goes to a slide. Coming. Ground ball is going to find a hole. Renifo on the glove. The throws it in time. It is. Witt hammers one to center. Rafael drifts back on the run. He makes the catch.
Sheets, and it's a ground ball up the middle, and it is backhanded by Amador over to first base. A 2-hopper.